Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode 135. Happy September, friends. Happy September 20th. Welcome to Flosstube. It's been a hot minute, but I'm so excited to be back to share with you what I have been up to for the past 2 weeks. I did miss last week. We will get into a little personal update at the end, but for now, let's just dive right in. As I love to do, I'm going to give you a little table of contents, let you know all the goodies that are on the table, and we are going to be dibbling and dabbling, in all the genres of making. And so that includes new starts, no finish, with stitchy whips, starts, haul, quilty fabric, lots of goodies to show you that came in the mail. I finished a quilt top. That's fun. I've got some crumb drawstring bags to show you. We've got another start, so many things. Quilting, knitting, and stitching. Oh my. Grab something cozy to drink. You're stitching, you're knitting, and let's dive in. Friends, I am so excited to be back in Mount Vernon to be able to share with you what I have been up to. I am going to put a little asterisk, little warning right here. We might be a little more scattered than normal, only because my table is really full. It's normally not this full, but I have been super busy doing a lot of things and a lot of different making genres, and I just want to share it all with you before I put it away and forget what I did, So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some of the things that I've done. I went on a little adventure. We'll have a little personal update at the end. I visited a new L&S. That is so exciting. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the stitching. I mean, it's Flosstube, so I feel like I should start with the cross stitch, even though we're going to talk about knitting and quilting and fabric and yarn. Oh my. So without further ado, let's dive into stitching. Let me just grab one of the Stitching Keepers project bags that's on the table. This is a whip that I worked on since I was here last. And oh, I'm so excited. Okay. See, I forget. It's been a hot minute. So we're going to learn together. We're going to see them together and remember what I did. Now, if you were here last week, last time, this was a whip that I had pulled out because I had the best of intentions, and I'm hoping it's still the 20th of September. I still, maybe, to finish this during Sampler September. This is the Be Kind sampler. This was by Stacy Nash. This was Shelly's double nickel birthday sale start from October of 2023. So it's been almost 2 years. And I just need to get this one off my whip list. So I pulled it out and I worked on it, and I showed you guys where I was last time. But this time I didn't give her an iron, but this time, I am so close. Okay, so if you notice, I am done with all of it except for the words in the middle. And I'll just show it to you right there. See the words in the middle? I'm not going to read it to you, but well, be kind to one another. There is a world of care, and there is enough of needful woe for everyone to hear. Yeah, it's kind of serendipitous for this time. So, but it's over one. Wah, wah. I'm going to do it. It's just not my favorite. I'm really slow. I mean, so this is 36 count. I don't have my tracker card. It's in the Project Keeper. It's 36 count. I'm pretty sure it's Cow Fodder by Dames of the Needle. Well, why guess when I can just pull out my card? There it is. It's 40 count. Oh, pickles. No wonder I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but it's harder. 40 count Dames of the Needle, Cow Fodder. Yeah. So 40 count over one. Not my favorite. Just truth for ya. So I started it. Obviously, I got to anchor it and be able to start somewhere. So I attached to that plant right there, and I'm just going to go. So I don't know how many words there are or how many letters. I could count and give myself a goal. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, so after today's video, I will go ahead and count the words, letters, I don't know, some kind of count. Divide it by 10 days left. And if I do give myself a little goal of 3 letters a day or whatever the math works out to be, I love a good math problem. It's like a problem solving thing. So however many of the letters there are divided by 10 days, I'm going to do that many letters per day so that it's done by September there you go. That's my goal. I'm committed. It's out in the ether. And so you guys hold me accountable. I'm super excited, A, to get this done for Sampler September. So that's exciting. And B, to get this done before October, which is Shelly's birthday month. She will be starting a new sal. She doesn't know it yet. I'll have to give her a call this afternoon and make sure she knows she needs to get that, put that on her to-do list to pick her new birthday sal, because I am a super fan of birthday sals. Speaking of birthday sal, do you know? Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to throw it again. Another thing I'm just throwing out there for you guys just for funsies is I am this birthday, 2026. It's lots of birthdays. It's America's 250th birthday. That is super exciting. I have so many things that I want to do for that, personally, professionally, with you, all the things. It's going to be a great year. But on top of that, personally, I'm a bicentennial baby, whatever that is, that I was born in 76. Yeah. So that means that it's my big birthday too. So 250 for, America and 50 for me. So that's exciting. I'm super excited. January there will be a big birthday sal. I have details coming. I'm working on it. All the things. Just get excited. I hope you want to join me. Yay. All right, friends, sticking with Sampler September, I went diving into my basket of WIPS right here, and I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. I decided I wasn't going to start a new sampler for Sampler September, although I definitely have lots of kitted up projects or lots of charts in my stash that would be super fun to start, but I decided, no, I'm going to pull out a WIP. So do you recognize this bag? This is a project bag I made sometime in the spring. It's using one of Across the Seas, Hands Across the Sea, her tea towels. And then I made this project bag. I am going to do a tutorial. I know it's on the list. I feel like the list is really, really long, but I promise I will do a quick little project bag tutorial of how to make a project bag from one of those fabulous tea towels that Nicola has. How fun is that? Anyway, so do you know what's in here? What is in here? We'll give you a little background story. It's another sampler. It is a big girl, big girl. Consider the lilies. Now, this was a earned by me chart. I'm not going to get into all the things and 2025 goals and bubbles and things, but I started this back in, well, there's not a tracker card, but I do believe it was sometime in March or April. My sweet friend Fairy was able to locate this. At the time, this chart was out of print. It is now since then been reprinted from Heartstring. So that's exciting. You can totally grab that. I will link it down below if you want to go ahead and grab this chart and add it to your collection. But I got this out of print booklet from my friend Fairy. She tracked it down for me. And so I started this in March. Now, I am using the Vicky Clayton silk. So one, I just keep this in my bag inside a bag. Are you a bag inside a bag, girl? So I am using the Vicky Clayton silks. The reason I have a bag inside its bag is because I'm using the silks from Vicky Clayton and I'd floss drop them. And the silks come on little tiny spools. I don't find that is super convenient for me when I want to just pull one strand. And so I do floss drop them. I use the Adam Hart floss drops. These were the exclusive drops from my Advent of 2024. There's these super sparkly, pink, of course they're pink, and glitter sparkle, super fun. Anyway, so I floss dropped my Vicky Clayton silks, and all I did was I put the little spools, get wrapped, have these little tiny round labels, and then I just stick them right on the drops, and they're perfect. I love the drops for two reasons. A, it's a nice big jumbo hole, and B, then there's this little side hole. Let's see if I can find one. There's one where I can just, if I don't use the whole piece of the full strand, because there's a lot of floss color changes in this one, that way it's, I'm not a super thread. I'm not an overuser, but I'm not an abuser either. Do you know what I mean? So I do save if it's just, anyway, it gives you the opportunity to save a strand if it's long enough, if it's worth saving, in your opinion. So when we started this back in March or April, there's no date on my card. You would think there would be, but there is not. Okay, so you can see there's some cross out areas because I've changed my fabric yet again. So if you were here, if you're a part of my Patreon family, you know that we voted. And by we, I mean you, voted. I had pulled 3 fabrics, 2 36s and 1 40 count fabrics, because I was trying to choose the perfect. I don't remember what the call for was. It doesn't matter. I'm a big color changer. This is an R&R from years ago. I wasn't going to have it. I didn't need it. And I have quite a linen stash, so I love to pull from stash and use something that's in the genre, inspired, family buy, things like that, right? So at that point, I had pulled, and we're going to have a little show and tell because it's always fun. We had pulled 3 different fabrics. The first one I pulled and started stitching on is Mason Linens. It's a limited color, so you can't get a color. So it's part of their limited run. It was like not a mist dye, they call it limited edition. But it's a 36 count, and it's kind of a grayish. It's a gray beige, right? And so I stitched a 36 count, and I stitched, I'm not quite sure what corner it is, but it's one of the corners, right? I liked it. I didn't love it. Now, if you don't know, this girl, this big girl, is 435 by 363. Yeah. So I need to love the fabric because she's going to be with me in my hands, part of my life for, I'm going to say years. Let's just be realistic here. Years. So that was audition 1. Now, again, I had a poll. This is not the one that won. I think this one was in second place. And I was like, okay. And so we hemmed and hawed. And so then later on in the spring, I went ahead and I pulled out another one. This was another one we had talked about. This was LFA 36 count Dunes at Dusk. It's not grayish. It's much warmer. You can see right here, right? Comparison, warm, gray. I feel like, at least on my little screen, the colors look pretty true. This is a grayish neutral. This is definitely a warmy, a little more mottled. Looks a little more like the cover photo, in my opinion, but not exactly. Again, 36 count, so the coverage was good. I love 36. It is definitely my sweet spot. And that was the other thing I was struggling with. Because in full disclosure, when I did my Patreon vote, the one that won was a 40 count. And again, we just looked at a 40 count that I stitched Shelly's stitch on. Wasn't my favorite, but again, that was 2 years ago I started that 40 count. So I feel like I'm getting, I feel like I'm growing as a stitcher. And I'm embracing the 40 count and the eyes, and I'm coming up with a technique where the eyes are working for me. So after the LFA, it's good, but again, it just wasn't getting me excited about it, right? So I put it away. Months later, here we are, sampler September, exciting. I went to my project library and I was like, okay, I need to pull out a sampler. I got Shelly's sampler to the part where it's 1/1 words, not my favorite. So I need another sampler before September's gone. What am I gonna get? And I was like, okay, it's time to just put on my big girl pants and make a decision. And I'm so excited. This is it. This is it. I mean, so third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. And more importantly, my Patreon people, you know what you're talking about. I should have trusted you from day one, from the shoot, because this is the fabric that won in my poll. So I promise, from now on, I will take your opinion right out the gate and go right to it because you guys know what you're talking about. You know me and I know you, and we're going to be great together. The moral of the story is you guys picked the right one, and I should have trusted you months and months and months ago. But better late than never. Here I am stitching on, and I want to back it up. I don't want it to blow it out. Maybe if I hold up one or two of the other ones, yes, it will help see. You know, then the camera that thinks it knows so much won't auto correct or blow things out. Okay, so you can see, like, this is the Dunes at Dusk. Beautiful linen. I'm so excited to have it in my stash, especially because Sue from LFA doesn't dye very regularly. But this is it. This is the cat's pajamas, and I'm so excited. This is 40 count. Like I said, this was 40 count, which is why I was just like, oh, they are so right. The color is perfect, but can I do 40 count? Yes, I can. Slow and steady. She's already committed to being here for years and years, I'm thinking. So what's a little more time to get the exact look I want? So as you can see, I've gone speed right ahead. No, not really. I don't even know how many days this was because of life. And it's been a hot minute, and it's a lot of color changes, which sometimes isn't my favorite, but we're doing it. But look at that. Okay, so I keep forgetting to tell you, it's Chantilly cream. Now it is Lakeside Linens, which is really, really hard to get. There's a shop in Texas. I will link it if I can find it, but it was one of those where it lets you put all these things on your cart and check out. And then one day they just send you the stuff when it comes in. It's kind of like pre-buying. It's like traditional stitches in Canada, which is a little tricky with, all the things. But I ordered it and then nothing came. Weeks went by. And so I think it's just like you put yourself on this Lakeside list, and then one day they'll get an order from Lakeside and you will get an order from them. No rush, no rhyme or reason, no timeline. So don't be in any kind of timeline. But it's a gorgeous pinky tone, as you can see when you compare it to LFA's. It's a very pinky tone neutral. But what also is super fun to look at, and I think it shows better, even more so with this one because it's a bigger representation. Let's see. So this one's 36 count and this one is 40 count. Look how much bigger. Hold on. It's just fun. I just love to see the different sizes. All right, hold on. Sorry, friends. I just think it's super fun. So you don't think, at least I don't think, 36 to 40 count, that's, it's close enough. But really, look how much smaller. Can you see? It's smaller. 40 count, 36 count. But either way, I love it. I love it. Again, the Vicki Clayton silks, it is blowing out once I get too close. It's definitely pinkish. But look at those pretty, look at the little bird and the purple flower and the beehive. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. My goal, I think, I would love to get at least, I'm not a big pre-border stitcher, but stitching the border is the only thing that's mindless on this thing because it's a pattern that's easily rememberable and repeatable. So if I get to a point in my stitching at night where I'm like, I don't want to count or do all the counting things and the changing of the floss and things, and that's what this is, then I can just do a little bit of border. And there's a lot of border to do, so I'll be here for a while. I did go ahead and cut this piece to size so that I had it ready to go. Yeah, I did give myself 2.5, 3-inch margin, but that is the blanket that this stitch will be on 40 count. This is a big girl on top of a big girl, but that's okay. I love it. I'm so excited that I've finally landed on a fabric that makes my heart sing. I'm so excited, and I will just probably leave these stitches in these pieces, put them back in my linen stash, and maybe when I pull them out and they get used on something else, I'll cut this up. I was gonna cut this up and make a little scissor fob or a little covered button like doodaddy thing, but I don't think I want to cut into the linen until I've used it for something else. Anyway, so that is another sampler that I worked on stitching this week. Last but not least, part of my stitching haul is a new acquisition. I kitted up a new project and I started it, and I'm pretty far along actually. So we're gonna have a little bit of story time, a little bit of personal life update just because it's applicable to what we're going to be chatting about now. So I was down in Colombia for a quick, was it even 48 hours, 72? Very quick little 2-3 day turnaround, helping Lily do some stuff in Colombia. And part of the deal was we're going to do some things, and then we're also going to visit the new LNS that I've never been to. Now, it's in Columbia adjacent, and I didn't visit there last time I was in town, but it's not that far. It's in Irmo, South Carolina, which again is just like a suburb of Columbia. I'm learning the area, but I was very excited. We popped in there on a Friday afternoon. I met the owner, and her daughter is a designer there. It was so great. If I can, I will add some video right here of the store that I took. Again, it was super great. It's a huge store, especially compared to, I have an LNS here that's literally like 7 minutes away from my house. I know I'm spoiled, but it's a tiny, tiny store, and it's because real estate in Northern Virginia, whatever, very expensive. And so, but they jam pack it. They have floor to ceiling it. They make the best of their space. But oh my gosh, it was called the Stitchin'. the Stitchin' Kitten. And it was a huge space, beautiful, lots of room, lots of areas to like walk around and take your time. Beautiful fabric wall. I am so jealous of this fabric wall. It's not organized the same. And I explained to her, I was like, the organization at everybody does it different, but hers was fabulous. And she had it all hanging up on like pants hangers, right? On this wall, organized by count, by color. It's like exactly how I would do it if I was going to do it. It was beautiful. And then next to it, she had this room with chairs and tables and set up. Come to find out, so we went Friday afternoon, Friday morning, Friday. Come to find out the night before, Thursday nights is their stitch nights. Listen, if I had known that on Thursday night, because I was in town Thursday and I flew in Thursday. If I had known, I would have totally gone. I can't wait. I told Lily, it's like, I can't wait. Next time I'm in town, I'm going to plan it around being able to go to said Thursday night stitch night. I've gone to stitchy retreats, right? But I've never had a local stitch night. And so I'm so excited to kind of make this one my home away from home adopted stitch night. Anyway, the Stitchin' Kitten, so cute. Okay. But while I was there, again, Lily, all the things, I had her pick something out. I said, listen, she's got a lot going on, lots of changes coming. We'll share as they go. Maybe we'll see. You know, this is my channel, not necessarily hers. So anyway, I had her pick out a stitch. I've stitched a couple things for her, more like Christmas ornaments that she can have when she's a grown up. But I said, listen, I want you to walk around, you know, pick. So she has an orange cat. Her orange cat's name is Frankie. So everything orange tabby cat is like her love language, really. And so I was thinking she was going to pick out something to make like an ornament, like another Christmas tree ornament situation, you know, that she doesn't have to have them. The obligatory, mom made this, do I really want it? But when she saw this, it's called The Florist by the Artsy House. I said, no, I saw this at Market. This just came out this past year at Market. Super cute. But she picked it. She loved it. She's like, but do I have to have that fabric? And I said, no. Do I have to have those colors? No. No, of course not. Your mom doesn't follow any of the rules, so why should you? So we went over to the fabric wall, and again, I told you how fabulous the fabric wall was. And so she picked out this fabric. It's from Rogue Fabrics. Atomic Ranch. Rogue. I feel like they're the same. Maybe not. It's called Frise. I don't know. But it's a model. You see the little bluesy greens? Anyway, she liked the bluesy greens, little deposits of color. Yeah. And then we went over to the floss wall. Again, beautiful representation, beautiful setup, very easy for you to kit up and do all the things for her to change her colors. So we pulled some of the colors. We pulled all the called for. It's DMC, all but one. She uses a fancy floss for the cat. We also used a fancy floss for the cat, but we pulled a fancy floss, by we, I mean Lily, pulled a fancy floss that is more the color of her cat, Frankie. And then she pulled the DMCs and used the DMCs as kind of inspiration to backboard off of. But anyway, we did a little floss conversion, mostly to overdyed, except for, I think there's 4. Yep, there's 4, because I've got them on floss drops, that were DMC, because there weren't very many things. There weren't that many stitches on it. It didn't warrant doing a overdyed. You know, I'm all about making it count for when you need it. So I stopped this mid-stitch. My light went out last night. Mid-stitch, I did not want to fiddle with finding a cord, so you will see my dangling thread, and you'll just have to excuse me. So, but this is how far I got. Again, so I kitted this up. Was it really only last Friday? I think so. I don't know. It's a whirlwind. It's a blur whirlwind right now. But this is super, super cute. So just like I said, it's inspired by, she just brought the tones down a little bit, brightened it up a little bit, made the cat more her cat color. Didn't want this to be black. She wanted that to be like more of a warmy brown. I think espresso is what, espresso. She corrects me every time I put an X instead of an S. Changed the blues a little bit, just enough so that they were warm versus cool. It's amazing how someone who has quite a science brain and doesn't really do the artsy fartsy stuff, but she can understand warmer and cool colors, and she knows what she likes and what she wanted this to be. So that is where we are with that. I am actually hoping, well, I say all these things. I want to finish that. I want to finish that. I want to work on this. We'll see. Who knows? But that's where I am right now. I think this will be fun. Good thing she doesn't watch my videos for me to wrap it up for Christmas, because she won't remember, or a little housewarming situation. Anyway, you know, she's moving to Colombia, but that's that. So that is all the stitching. Let's switch gears. Okay, so we're gonna stay stitching adjacent for a hot minute, although unfortunately, I'm probably gonna show you something that you're gonna get timed out for, which is the Harvest Moon. Now, the Harvest Moon virtual event is this weekend. So if you are seeing this video on Friday, anytime after 3 p.m. or anytime, the Harvest Moon is there. I hope you come and join me. It is so much fun. It's a virtual stitching retreat, starts Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, and goes, I believe, until Sunday, 5 p.m., 8 p.m., sometime in the evening, Sunday night, like 24/7 for those 2.5 days. It's so, so great. There's virtual stitching tables, lots of meet and greets that Steph Lindy Stitches is going to be doing with different designers, and from Gloriana Silks, I believe, is going to be there. I'm trying to remember all the things, but so many things. On top of that, I am so excited, so honored to be part of the Lindy Stitches team for this go around, teaching a class at the Harvest Moon event. Now, if you don't know, I've been talking about it, I feel like forever, but we're just going to talk about one more time, friends. It is the Spooky Starburst bag. Hopefully you have gotten your PDF or your kit if you have wanted to do this class. Now, the PDF is only available, the tickets for the class are only available until 3 p.m. Friday. I had the best of intentions on getting this video up early Friday so that anybody who wanted to could go and grab a ticket, but unfortunately the day got away from me. And so I'm pretty sure that this is going up after the ticket sales have gone away. Wah, wah. I'm so sorry. The good news is that in 2026, about a year from now, I will release this pattern for everyone else. But until then, it's only for PDF classes. So maybe you're getting this early. You can go grab your ticket real quick. Otherwise, make sure you follow my Patreon or follow my Instagram, all the things. A year from now, the classes will come. But what I shared on Instagram yesterday, so hopefully you saw that and we were to go grab your ticket, is I am not a super fan of wasting fabric. I keep all my scraps. I know at some point I'm just going to have to let them go. But, and especially when they're part of a collection, like this was all part of a fat quarter bundle. So cute. They all coordinate together. I don't have to do anything. The colors are the same tones, warm, cool, all the things. And so I just keep all my scraps together. Well, about a year ago, I was, and I do this with all my quilts, whether it's project bags or quilts or whatever, I just keep, if I use a fat quarter bundle and there's scraps, I keep them together, whether it's in a Ziploc bag or a little tiny like plastic boxy thing. I have a drawer, it's a thing. Anyway, but I started knitting a lot, right? And so I was like, okay, I need to use, so there's this concept called crumb quilting. I did not invent this. This is basically crumbs of fabric that you just sew together in no rhyme or reason fashion. And you make your fabric, right? So for example, yesterday I took my crumb bags, which was my scraps from when I made all those prototypes, and I went and I made crumb drawstring bags that coordinate with all my project bags. Now, I don't need, these are knitting bags, or what I put in them is yarn, right? It's a perfect sock knitting bag. You do not have to use it for you. If you're not a knitter, don't worry. Drawstring bags are super. How cute is this as a little gift bag under the Christmas tree? Yes, yes it is. You can put little like Hot Wheels in it, little dolls, little art supplies. the sky's the limit on what you can use this little pretty coordinated drawstring bag for. But anyway, so yesterday I went and I played. I took the afternoon. Well, I mean, it's working. But I made crumb drawstring bags out of all the scraps from my spooky starburst bag. So this is just showing you that just the scraps from the kit that you got will get you the crumb panels. Now, like I said, there's a video for this, but the pattern is available. I will link it down below. You can buy the pattern either on my website or Etsy, whichever one works better for you, you feel more comfortable with, but it's just a PDF download. Yeah, this one might be my favorite. This rainbow one, because I did create a little extra scrap with that rainbow one. And it's just so like, this is my project bag or my knitting bag that doesn't have the crumb quilt. It's just fun. Cute drawstring bag, perfect little doodah. Just make all of them for your Christmas gifts, for all the people, put a gift card in it, put whatever, they can use it for all the things. Anyway, that's what I did yesterday. It was super fun. Like I said, I just wanted to show you that when you're making this scrappy spooky starburst bag, we will have scraps. That's all there is to it. There's just no way to make the bag the way I make it and not have it. But I have a way for you what to use those scraps for, so you don't have to toss them. So I thought that was super fun to share. What else have I been doing? Okay, friends, do you know what else tomorrow is? Tomorrow is September 20th. It is the day of the Spooky Starburst class with Tiger Lily, so hope to see you there. Or at the Harvest Moon, coming to see all the things. But it's also National Jelly Roll Day. Now, who invented this? I'm pretty sure Mo did it, if we want to be real. I'm pretty sure that the fabric distributor of Moda, who invented the concept of jelly rolls, everybody else calls them different things, but Moda calls them a jelly roll. So I think they invented Jelly Roll Day, but I am here for it. Now, if you saw me on Instagram, I was honored to be part of the Fat Quarter Shop National Jelly Roll pre-sewing team to show you guys their new quilt. So what they did, I was able to choose 2 jelly rolls. They are releasing a pattern. It is called Jelly Roll Arrows. Okay, I have to slow down if I want y'all to know what I'm talking about. I will link the pattern down below. It is a low cost pattern. I think it's like $5.99-ish, $5, something around there. So I got 2 jelly rolls. I got 2 of the Camille Nantucket Summer jelly rolls. And if you don't know what a jelly roll is, it's just a 2-inch strip. So these are the strips that didn't get used. You need 72 2.5-inch strips for the size quilt that I made. So these were extra. I think the jelly roll comes with 42. So I had, 12 or so extra. And I was able to make their Jelly Roll Arrows quilt. Now I'm going to show you here, but I'm also going to pop in some pictures because I won't be able to full screen it. I don't have a team that I can say zoom out. It is me backing up. But anyway, I will put in some outside pictures, or there's reels and pictures on Instagram. But this is a fun quilt to make. It looks super complicated. There's no background fabric needed, which is super fabulous. All you need is 2 jelly rolls. To be honest, they have the pattern for 1 jelly roll. I think it works up to be like a 42-inch by 42-inch square quilt. So it's just a little too small. It'd be perfect for like a crib quilt, a little picnic blanket type of quilt. I'm more of a lap size couch quilt is my minimum size, at least right now, just because I like to use my quilts. And so with 2 jelly rolls, you make a lap size quilt, which we're going to test my memory. I think it's 56 by 63-ish, right? Again, I will have it all linked down below, the dimensions, as well as just take you right to the Fat Quarter Shop where you can go ahead and grab the pattern. It's a PDF download. You can just download it. Hopefully you have a jelly roll or 2 in stash and you want to just sew with National Jelly Roll Day. The great thing is, and I'm going to be honest with you, is this was a Sunday afternoon project. I knew I had to do this. There was a timeline on which I had to do it. And so it got put on the schedule and I did it. And I always think it's fun. again, I'm kind of a numbers / spreadsheet / math nerd, and I'm okay with it. But I wanted to know, like, for real. So I set a timer. I love timers on my phone. I do this with production all the thing. Anyway, we won't get into all that. But I did set a timer. So this is not me guesstimating. This is me actuating. It was 4 hours and 58 minutes from start. And I started. Now I did take a lunch break. Not a big lunch break, a working lunch break. So I didn't even count it. I didn't even stop the clock. So little here nor there. 4 hours, 58 minutes from first cut of the strips to finished ironed quilt top ready to go to my long armor. I love having a long armor. Did you know? She actually just sent me 2 more of my quilts in today's mail. I can't wait for them to come back. I have one to show you next week. I can't show it to you now, but I'm going to show it to you next week. It's going to be so fun. And then she also just sent me 2 more. Yeah, love it. Love, love. I will link her down below. In case you don't know, it's Lori from Island Time Quilting. Tell her Tiger Lily sent you. If you're looking for a long armor, she's my favorite. She's my girl. I do have a long arm machine now, but I don't have, there's only so many hours in the day. That's just all there is to it. This took me 5 hours to make. I don't know how long it will take me to quilt. I don't remember. I've never clocked that. I used to do it in my old, but instead, I'm just going to send it to Lori. Let's just be real. And it'll get back to me when it gets back to me. And I'm excited about it. So again, this was such a fun project. Super quick, super easy. The only thing that you do need, I'll give you a little, I'm not going to give away the pattern because obviously it's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to give too much away. It's a jelly roll. You need 2 jelly rolls. It does utilize the no waste method. So I'm a super fan of the pattern because it's not wasteful. This is all that I have left from my jelly roll. This is it. I have the 2 ribbon tapes, some strips, and of course I kept them all because I'll make something with it, whether it's the background or what, but it's very non-wasteful, which I'm super fan of. And the only other thing you do need, or I would recommend to get your perfect, and you don't have to have perfect points. Listen, I am not team perfect point, but if you want perfect points, then you have to trim your blocks. It's kind of like a half square triangle block, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's kind of like a half square triangle block, but that you made from jelly roll strips, right? Okay. But you need to square them up. When you sew them all together, they're going to be a little wonky. What you need to trim your half square. If you want your squares to be perfect square grid, you have to trim your half square triangle blocks, which is kind of what these are. 7.5 inch ruler, 7.5 inch on point. It needs to have a diagonal line through it when you're buying your rulers. That's the big thing about buying a ruler. I will link one down below. That Quarter Shop has one, I think, from Creative Grids. Lori Holt, they have 2. I will link them both. One is more expensive than the other. I don't know why, just the brand name, but either way. But the most important thing with trimming is, one, is having the line is important. But the other thing is, and this, I only have this one size, so this will not work for that quilt. The other way that's even more better, but it's a more expensive ruler. Let's just be, I'm just going to, full transparency, friends. The Bloc Lock ruler, and sorry, this has the plastic on it because this one's brand new. This is part of my Churn quilt along. So if you have been around, not even that long, we're doing a Churn quilt along. Tiger Lily starts October 1. That is in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, because it's a Wednesday. So stay tuned, like 10 days from now. Churn quilt along. It's a 1-month quilt along, and at the end of the month, you're going to have a quilt. I'm so excited. 4 weeks, all the things. I will link all the information that you can grab it all on my Patreon. But the reason I'm telling you about this is the Bloc Lock ruler is also a half square triangle trimming ruler, but the magic of it, you see, and you can see this little, that is a lip. It's an edge. It's a lippy edge. This is very termy, very technically termy. So when you are trimming, you have 2 rules of thought. And of course, if I had good, I would have brought my Lori Holt 7.5 over here. Lori Holt's is a square ruler. and it will just have a line. Like, you know, like this one's handy, but see the quilting lines? It's a hot mess, but you see the lines? It will just have a line. And so when you're trimming, you just have to be very careful and line up your line on that line and then trim. Step one. Or if you have this, I will teach you how to use this in the quilt along, but I'll give you a little brief thing here. This little, why these are magical, why they cost so much more is because this lip, this edge, this lippy edge, these are some great terms. I have no idea what you're supposed to call them. But this lippy edge, and of course it's not going to do it on my finished quilt top, but when I was trimming it, it would catch and stop, because it's got the plastic wrap on it, but it would catch and stop right at the edge. So you don't have to worry about this thing getting all catawampusly. More fake words for you. It will lock block lock. It'll lock on that edge, hold tight for you to trim exactly. That's why these are my favorite. That's why they were included with your Churn Dash quilt kits. Now, unfortunately, all the kits are sold out. I am so sorry. I did go ahead and put, if you want to do it, I don't have any of my blocks here. They're handy dandy somewhere else. Go back a video or two if you want to see the pictures of, I finished a couple blocks so you can see what we're talking about. It's laundry basket quilt, sewing bird fabric line. It's creams and blues. It's gorgeous. I love it. I can't wait to make it with you guys. But the kits are all gone, but I did add 3 more fat quarter bundles that I was able to mix and match and make. Yay. For their factory put together fat quarter bundles for laundry basket for the sewing bird. So I have 3 more of those on the website. So you can, and that will be kit enough for you. You only need 20 fat quarter bundles to make the actual quilt. So you'll have some extra. But I ordered extra of the Bloc 4.5 rulers, just because I feel like these are the cat's pajamas for this quilt along. So if you are going to do the quilt along and you're doing your own fabric, awesome sauce. But if you want to go ahead and splurge on anything, I've got a handful. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember how many extra I ordered, but I did order extra of the rulers because I wanted to have them in case you wanted them. So you can grab those on my website. So right now we're just going to transition right into Enable Vision. I love that term. My friend Nicole enabled that. I love that. I love it. I stole it. I hope you don't mind my Nicole. Thank you. Enable Vision, because I have, as I mentioned, added a new section to my website. So my website, Keeper Club, full force, but it's sold out. I've got cross stitch patterns, sewing patterns. I do a lot of destash and kits and all the things. There's always, I let y'all know when I put up something on my website. I'm a one-woman shop, so all the things are done by me. But what I have decided and what I have added to the shop, and I hope you're excited about it, is some more quilting fabric. So as we've been discussing here this year, I've been sharing more of the fat quarter bundles as they come in. So if you're new here, what I love to do when I'm auditioning fabrics for my Keeper Club is I get fat quarter bundles. Well, I get fat quarter bundles in sets of 2 or 3. Sometimes that's how you have to buy them. But I don't want to, invest in 25 bolts for the club unless I know for sure that I love it. Well, so that I end up with oodles of fat quarter bundles that don't make the cut because I only have so many clubs, but I want to see them all because I want to make the best choice for you guys. So what that means is I end up with a lot of fat quarter bundles and I just don't have enough. I don't sew with them all. And so I would love to share them with you. So I did a couple destashes this summer with fat quarter bundles. And from now on, I'm just going to continually add as they come, add as I share with you fat quarter bundles that aren't going to make the cut for a Keeper Club, but that I have some fat quarter bundles that maybe you want to add to your stash. I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to shop my website. It's a great way to support my channel, and I really, truly appreciate it. So with that being said, I do have in front of me 3 different fat quarters, or 3 different fat quarter bundles that I just added up to the website today. So hopefully they're live. Again, there's only a couple of each. So once they're gone, they're gone. But let me show you what I have added. Now, in case you haven't been on Instagram or been really anywhere in the social media world of Christmas Tilda, let me go ahead and spoil it for you. Tilda is one of my favorites. So you can see right here, there's a Tilda shelf, there's a Tula shelf and a Tilda shelf. So there will always be Tilda and there will always be Tula on my website in case you were looking for any. I did add some more Tula fat quarter mystery bundles if you want to go ahead and add a couple of those to your shop, to your cart. So, but Tilda releases about 3 times a year. Now, her most, in my opinion, I think this is the slam dunk collection she has had for a long, long time. I love all of her collections. I've sold with wallflowers. One of those project bags was wallflowers. Sunday brunch was one of my prototypes from my spring bag. My Queen Takes Center stage bag was Sunday brunch. So fun. I love all the Tilda. Creative all the things. Don't get me started. But she dropped a Christmas collection. And from my records, and I've been a collector of Tilda for many, many years. I don't believe she's had a dedicated Christmas theme. Now, Creative Memories, there was Christmas colors. There was greens and reds and tonals and Christmas colors. But there has not been, for many, many years, a Christmas collection. Meaning Santa's involved. Reindeers are involved. Christmas trees are involved. That's a Christmas collection. But this is a Christmas collection in only a way Tilda can make it. So I pre-ordered. I didn't pre-order it enough. Again, I bought this with intentions of maybe this was going to be a special drop. I was going to make some keepers. I will not and am not. Unfortunately, the schedule just doesn't allow. So instead, and I was only able to secure a couple of them before they sold out. This one, it went mass sellout. If you go to like Fat Quarter Shop, you can't get these bundles. You can't get the Fat Quarter, like it's sold out. Lots of places. It sold out real quick. It launched September 1st, and I feel like if it's not sold out everywhere, it will be sold out everywhere anytime now. But what I have done, because I am going to sew, I love it. I'm going to sew with it. I want to make a table runner. Step 1, I want to make a table runner. So with the table runner, I'm going to design/share. It's not going to be original block. It's going to probably be a variation of a sawtooth star. I'm just going to tell you what's in my brain. Welcome. Want to see a little behind the curtain? A sawtooth star Christmas table runner. It's a sawtooth star. It's a classic quilt block. It's one of my favorites. It'll be gorgeous in this collection. And I feel like I can get a table runner out of a fat 1/8. And so this is a fat 1/8 bundle. So like I said, everything I'm showing you, there are some on my website. I will link everything down below. But this is a fat 1/8. Now, Tilda's fat 1/8s are a little bit generous, which is exciting. Her fat 1/8s are 11 inches by 20 inches. Normally, it's like 9 by 20. You know, they're 18 by 20. This is 11 by 20 is her fat 1/8. And I love it. But I'm gonna open up the fat quarter bundle to show you that one. But this is a fat 1/8, and I know with 100% certainty that I'm gonna be able to get a Christmas table runner out of this bundle, and I'm gonna be sharing it with you guys when I sew it. When? I don't know. I haven't put it on the calendar yet because I still have to get past all the other things I have going on. But sometime before Christmas, we're going to just whip this up real quick like. And it's a sawtooth star, which is a super easy block. I've done it half a dozen different times. I'll probably make it, yes, I will make it the size in which I can use this to trim my half square triangles because I'm a junkie for the block lock ruler. It just makes it that much easier. So it's going to be a sawtooth star, but I'm going to be able to use like, you're welcome. So that is on my website. Now, we're going to look at it real quick, just in case you haven't seen it. It is fabulous. I wish I was able to have procured the whole bulk collection to make bags for you guys. But there are a lot of different bag makers that are making bags with this. So just check out your favorite bag maker. I am not going to be making bags with this collection. I feel like the market's going to be a little saturated, and so I'll just let somebody else have fun. So, but I am going to make a runner because I love it. So this is beautiful. So I'm just going to run through the collection real quick. But this, all right, we're going to open this one because this is the one. This comes in 2 different colorways, but this is going to be the one that's at least one of the center. We're going to fussy cut for the center of the Sawtooth Star. Do you see my vision? That's why I picked the Sawtooth Star block, because we're going to be able to fussy cut like this gingerbread house. This polar bear for sure can be a square. It's going to be a little tricky with this tall guy. I'll have to measure. I haven't done the math. I'm not math ready yet, but I will share the measurements of my Sawtooth Star block. Again, this is a classic quilt block. I'm not inventing anything, but I will share my measurements and the math associated with my table runner via Patreon, which is where I do a lot of my sharing quilting things. But let's look at the fabric. So super fun. We're just going to run through it real quick. It's got these very sagey blues. And again, it's not over the top Christmas. I mean, it's very Tilda classic. This is very fun. But again, this is just nice little holly berry leaves, birds, florals. This doesn't have to be Christmas at all. That's the great thing about this bundle. It doesn't scream Christmas, but it's Christmas enough. It's understated. Classic Christmas? I don't know, but it's so, so pretty. So I'm just going to run through them real quick. Again, as there always are, there's 4 different colorways. Tilda is famous for doing 4 colorways when she drops a collection. So it's a 20 fat quarter bundle, 4 colorways, 5 prints in each color. So the blues, the reds, the tans, the greens, those were the 4 colorways of the 20 fat quarter bundle. She also, so that one's on the website. She also always does a blender collection, and I have a handful of these as well. So let's take a quick little looky-loo at these. Now, the great things about these are not crisp. I mean, they coordinate the colors. You can see they're the same color family, but there's no Santas and reindeers and things on my. They're just beautiful blenders. I mean, she calls them, she named them correctly, but it's beautiful kind of low volume prints. Those, the fat quarter bundles are more bigger volume, bigger graphics. These would be perfect. The problem is the fat 8 bundle doesn't come with blenders, but these would be perfect for the points of the half square or the Sawtooth Star. But either way, I just love. So again, there's the blenders. It's a fat quarter bundle of 12 coordinating fabrics. So you have the main one, which is 20, and this one's 12. So that is what's on there right now. And then I have one more. Okay, so like I said, I have one more that just got added to the website today. And this was a struggle. This almost was a keeper for 2026, but I am going to go ahead and pass on this one, and so I want to show it to you. So as you know, the Churn quilt is laundry basket quilts, right? Adita Sitar, beautiful name. She's beautiful fabrics, and so we're doing the Sewing Bird collection from Adita Sitar laundry basket quilts, and that's the Churn quilt. This is one of her older collections, older meaning it came out this summer. The one before this one, I think it was June, July is when this went out of print. They have since reprinted it, and I have gotten my hands on a handful of fat quarter bundles. So I want to share with you, I've saved 2 of these bundles for me because again, I want to make a quilt out of it. I don't know which quilt I'm going to make, but I will share when I do. And the reason this was almost the quilt along for October, but it was out of print. So I wanted one to be able to, that we could do together. So I didn't do this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and share these fat quarter bundles with you now. So let me just show you this fat quarter collection. I'm not going to count it. It's either 39 or 36. My listing definitely tells you how many there are. It's either 39 or 36. And you can see it goes from these beautiful strawberry reds to pinks and mauves and creams and the same blues that are part of her churn dash, and then you get into a little bit deeper blues. But let's just look at the fabrics real quick. I'm not going to open them up only because this one's one of my fat quarter bundles, but they're just, her fabrics are beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure I know it's going to be a version of a log cabin quilt, I think, or another Sawtooth Star. To be honest with you, I'm a sucker for a Sawtooth Star. They're just one of my favorite quilt blocks in both quilts and table runners. But, oh, I grabbed two. I'm pretty sure, but we're going to sew the churn dash one first. I can't get ahead of myself, although I do love quilt fabric. So, you know, getting ahead of myself is just par for the course. But yeah, so this, I loved some of these. And like I said, this was almost going to be a keeper club, but I can't do them all. I can't pick them all. And so I'm hoping that you guys, some of you will be able to add this to your collection and maybe sew along with me when I go ahead and sew this quilt. Now in 2026, I'm hoping we're testing the churn the quilt along. We're going to test with the churn dash. I am super hopeful that you guys love it, that it's fun, that we have so much fun at making together. That's one of my favorite things, is making with you guys. And so I'm hoping 2026 is got a lot more make-alongs, quilt-alongs, make-along, knit-alongs. We're doing socks in 2026. I'm just going to put it out there. We're doing socks in 2026 because I want to make along with you. I want to make, I want to knit, I want to stitch along, I want to quilt along, and I want to knit along. So we're just going to make along all the things. 2026 is going to be the year of make-alongs with Tiger Lily. Are you excited? I'm excited. Okay. Oh, Enable Vision. Okay, so friends, I received my Sew Sampler box for August. Now, tons of people have already opened their box, but just in case you haven't seen the August box, it is very, very sweet. It is charm packs, so 3 charm packs, a fun creative grids. I'm trying to see if it's got a texture on it. No, it doesn't have a black lock, but it does have lines on it. Interesting. And then it comes with a table runner, a hexi block ruler, a table runner pattern, another pattern part of the flowering quilt along blocks, and then the Sew Line air erase pen, which is super, super great. So they actually give you a QR code for another charm pack quilt, but I can't show it to you because it's got coupon codes and such, so I can't show that away. But then I also have 2 more things to share with you that came in the mail while I was gone. I'm not going to spoil it in case you got it as well, but I'm super excited about it. It's the Woolens and Nosh. This is her Advent. This is a 2025 fingering Advent. It's a secret self-striping Advent. This is the, you get to see, yeah, chocolate brown is the accent color. This is the theme, very woodsy and fun. But you get 2 different starts, so you can start your socks and then just do like 1 stripe a day for 24 days, I think. I don't remember. That's the problem with Advent buying and not remembering, but I'm pretty sure. So I got the contrast color to do for my heels and toes and cuffs and things. So I will start that December 1. Maybe. I don't think you can get that. Actually, I know she's going to have extras for sale. So I will link her Instagram for her shop. And then last but not least, I wanted to send out a special thank you to my friend Terry. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, about a month ago or so, one of my sweet Tiger Lily family members had made a floss keeper, which is one of my old patterns, to put your bobbinated flosses in. She made one of my floss keepers using a vintage out of print Tula pink fabric. Now, if you don't know, the name of my business is Tiger Lily. Now, my business name is Tiger Lily for two reasons. One, I'm a Clemson Tiger. Graduated from Clemson. Both my kids, one has graduated, one is graduating. We're the Clemson Tigers through and through. And my daughter's name is Lily. That's how Tiger Lily was born 20 years ago. So, but I wasn't a super fan of Tula Pink 20 years ago. I'm not quite sure exactly when this came out. The moral of the story is, once I saw this floss keeper that one of my subscribers, customers had made, I went gaga for the Tiger Tula Pink out of print fabric. One of my sweet subscribers, her name is Terry. I hope it's okay. I didn't ask. It's just your first name, so I hope you're okay with me sharing. But thank you so much. She generously said, I have that. I would love to send it to you. I was in search of this out of print Tiger fabric. So my sweet subscriber, Terry, sent me not only the purple, and I think it's a whole yard. This would be one of those fabrics that I would probably put away for something special and never use, but I am not going to do that. I told her, I was like, I'm going to make myself a project stitching notion, probably a bag, maybe 4, just for me, because this, if there was ever a fabric that was me, it's this. I mean, it's both of them really, but look at that. I'm sorry to show you things that you can't get because it's definitely out of print. I will link, there are a handful of Etsy suppliers, stores, sellers that are selling it for quite a premium. I just can't in good conscience pay crazy Etsy prices for out of print fabrics when I have so much other fabric. But when Terry offered to send this to me, I was so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to make something special. I offered to make something for her as a thank you, and she said, no, you know, I've got enough bags and things. So, oh my gosh, wow. All right, friends, I look across the table and I feel like I've shown you everything on the table, at least that I can show you, because the other things on the table are the October Keeper Club, which is in full effect. It will be shipping out in October. Like I said, it is on a wait list, but there will be extra boxes. Not extra club slots, just extra boxes will be going for sale in my Patreon the first week in October. So if you have ever wanted to get a Tiger Lily box, just a one-time box, I'm not going to have Keeper Club slots. This is a one-time extra box, just the way the math worked out. I'm going to sell those extra on Patreon. So link down below, get on my Patreon. That's coming, like I said, the first week in August, or October, August. First week in October is when I always give my Patreon 24 hours early access to everything I ever do. And then after that, then I'll send out a general email newsletter to everyone on the wait list, and they'll go lickety split, I think. The Advents are all sold out. Thank you guys so much. Those are in full swing as well. And then right there is all my Harvest Moon goodies. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, edit it, get it up, and then take the rest of the afternoon, grab some lunch, take the rest of the afternoon to get myself set up for tomorrow's Harvest Moon class. If you're joining me, I can't wait to meet you. If you're stitching at Harvest Moon, come by and say hi. If you want to find out what stitching table is, I am going to stitch tonight. Probably a little bit Saturday, a little bit Sunday. If I'm ever in a stitching room, I'm going to hang out for a little while. I will just go to my Instagram story and say that I'm at table 1, 2, 3. I don't know what the tables are called. She's always so creative with what she names her tables. I'm going to be at the table just in case you want to come say hi to me. I love meeting you, stitching, and just chit-chatting away. So friends, until next time, happy stitching.